All right, YouTube, we're back with another video, or I hope this is gonna be another video. So I was thinking about it. I've been doing a little bit of planning, and I'm gonna build a sauna in my basement. Excuse me?
Oh, I was just saying something.
He's literally on another planet right now. So I'm just getting started with the journey, but I'm gonna try to record as much as I can. I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube, watching other people's videos. They've been really helpful. So I think if I do this right, hopefully it'll be a good resource for other people trying to do this at home. So I'll walk you through it. We're getting started next weekend, so let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. So we had a spot. We had a spot that was unused space. It was like a back-to-back closet in the basement, where on one side of the wall was a closet facing the basement, on the other side of the wall is a closet facing the gym. Here's the closet. So before, this just kind of went in about 2 feet to that center mark, and then there was a wall going straight up. There was a closet on this side, and then there was a closet on the other side that faced in from over here. This was like a shoe closet. Step one is just taking all the drywall out, knocking that wall down, and kind of getting it back to just the framing. Framing's done. Thought maybe I'd do a quick update here on what I've been up to with these on. So this is the side, kind of goes out into my garage. Whoa, what's a mess. So my plan here, I kind of just framed this out. This one was pretty easy because it's just going to get drywalled across there. But then I left this 12-inch opening here all the way across. I'm going to order a piece of glass that fits right in there. And then the inside, I did the framing on the on all the walls. You know, the drywall's already down, but this side was framed in already. This side was a little weird because it's the concrete block and it has these little sort of like furring strips here on the side. So I just turned the 2x4s sideways here. I really didn't want to encroach too much on like this distance because my bench is going to come up here and I didn't want to get too close to the door. So I don't know, I'm going to have to sort of push the insulation back there, but I think that'll be okay. So I framed that out, and then I did the floor, and I'm going to do cedar planks going horizontally this way. So I just put those 2x4s in to sort of just frame out the floor. And then this side was the hardest. So I got my door. My son and I just finished putting the door in. I didn't even cut my shoes off yet. But so I framed out like a little kind of window pane here. They'll just get drywalled over. Another one here. I got the smallest width. This is a 24 by 80. But I wanted to leave a 1/2 inch on the bottom for ventilation. So when that's closed, this gap will be open. The floor will sort of come to here, so it'll go down and out so I can get air in there. And then I'm gonna put another vent right here. I got these LED fireproof lights from New Watt, so I hope they work. I got 2 of those. I'm just going to replace these cans. Going to put the heater in the vent, and then get it insulated, get the aluminum on the outside, then put the planks on. So you'll see the next update. Putting the wrap on. So I'll show you what I did electrical wise. Basically, the way that here's the unit I got. It's a Hume drop unit. Mount it right here. Goes down by the floor. So, and it takes a 240 right into the box. So, which I had to do. Now, luckily, you can see over there's my box. So, first thing I do, I haven't done that, or I guess the last thing is, I've got to get a wire, string it through these rafters right here over to that box, and then that's going to come down, and then the box for all the electrical for the heater and everything is in there. And you can see all these. So one of these is the door sensor, one's the temperature sensor, and then this one goes to the heater, and then this one goes to the actual control panel. So I have the control panel going up across here and down, and then that's going to go into the drywall right there. Here's the door unit. I took the same path and I took that down, and then I put it through here, and there's this little metal piece that goes into the door frame right there. And then there's a temperature sensor, which is here. They just took it up, over, and down, and this is gonna go about 2 feet from the top right there. I also rewired, there were some can lights here too. So I just took the cans out and rewired them into these LED wafers. I think this one's, you'll see this later, I'm gonna take this down and bring it up under, and it attaches up under the unit this way. So next step is gonna be drywall, here, and then put the insulation in, and we'll see what it looks like. Insulation's done, and it's now at this point, it's ready for me to wrap in aluminum vapor barrier. So I figured I'd give a quick update. So this is what it's looking like now. You can see everything is insulated. Wired, I even got kind of the foam insulation in there. That's where the heater's gonna go. Got this all wired up. This is the 240, which we had to run up. I think I said this before, and down and into the box. You can see the hole in the ceiling there. And then this one right here goes to the heater, this goes to the temperature sensor, this goes to the door, and this goes to the control panel. So they're all going in here and then up and around. So next step is get this aluminum vapor barrier in, and we'll be ready to put the siding up. So it's getting close. Voila. It's like a spaceship in here. Actually, that part wasn't too hard. I was thinking it was gonna be really hard, but so I got my lights poking through. Here I've got the temperature sensor coming through. I'll cut that wire down. I taped all the seams, and so yeah, and then there's the cable for the heater. So next step, wood. Okay, here we are. The sauna project is finally done. So I mean, there's a couple little finishing touches, like I gotta finish some baseboards and stuff like that, but figured we might as well do a final tour and I can show you what I did. All right, we got the, if you remember, I did a window in the wall here. So that's done. I just kind of did this decorative sort of drip trimming coming off the bottom just to make it look a little cooler. This is really cool. I got this on Amazon. It's the vent for the outside, and you just spin it. It's got a wood cap on the end, and that tube goes straight through the wall and into the sauna on the other side. I'll show you the other side when we go in there, but window turned out really cool. And if you do have the ability, if you're making one and you have the ability to put a window in, I would definitely recommend it. I really enjoy being able to see out when I'm in there. I mean, we do have the door on the other side, but it makes us feel a lot more open. Okay, let's go check out the other side. Okay, got my towels. Definitely got to get a sauna hat. Just put a couple little hooks there. This is the panel to start up. I can turn it on now. Clicks on. I think I had in my previous video showed you all the electrical, but that's all done. Lights turn on and off. I could have tricked out the lights a little bit more, but it seemed like a lot of work at the time, so I just went with the wall switch. That's what it looks like. Here it is. Finished product. I'll show you a couple things that I did. I can't remember actually when the last time I took a video was, but here's the other part of that vent. You have to have good ventilation. That's one of the things I realized kind of looking online, a lot of videos. So that goes through to the outside. You can open it and you can close it. So the air is supposed to come up in the bottom and then go out the top. So that's how I have that designed. There's my heater. I got the Hume Drop 6 kilowatt. I say this thing heats up from 0 to 180 in 45 minutes, something like that. So it's just perfect. I got this thing, which is also kind of cool. This sort of swings out, so you can put it over here. And I got some eucalyptus essential oils. So you put a couple drops of eucalyptus oil in there. You just kind of swing it out over the rocks, and then if you put steam on it, it just really releases a lot of that eucalyptus fragrance into the air. It's really cool. Bucket of water there. It does definitely spill a little bit, so I had to put that little rug down. I just did get a little internal temperature gauge. I still have to calibrate it, but because the panel's on the outside of the wall, I hadn't really thought about that. You can't see the temperature when you're in here. Well, there's the temperature gauge for the inside. I don't think the benches were in for sure. Last video I did, so I just used cedar 2x4s as the seats, and I spaced them pretty close. I just didn't feel like it would be as comfortable if that gap was too big. And it didn't. I mean, I braced the outside edges. I got one leg there. I've got one leg there, and then obviously I put a brace all the way around the edge. But they seem really sturdy. Have a little cross support going there, and I got one here too. So that's it. That part was really easy. One of the things I'm planning to do is put an elevated seat in. It's kind of a small space. I mean, this is a 6 foot by 4.5 foot room, so there's not a ton of space. But I think what I'm going to do is right here, just put an elevated seat in about like that, maybe bringing out, I don't know, 24 inches maybe or so, and just put that in the corner, because then I can still lay down. I'll just have my feet under there. But the temperature difference between the top and seated height right now is feels like 15 or 20 degrees. It's so dramatic. So I want to be able to get myself elevated when I really, really want to feel the heat. Okay, so I went and did a cost breakdown. I was actually interested to see, because I hadn't really been tracking this as I went through the build, to see what it cost. So I got two things really: what's the monetary cost and how much time. So I kind of racked those two things up. So the two biggest expenses by far were the cedar, which includes the 2x4s for the bench, the 2x4s for the floor, and then obviously the walls and the ceiling. I got that at a local lumber yard here near Pittsburgh called Brookside. That was about $2,285. Online I had looked to see if I could buy some through a sauna provider. They were going to sell me grade 1 lumber, which had no knots at all, and that was going to be about $5,500. What I got from Brookside was grade 3, which you could see from the videos does have some knots in it, but I was worried. I had read online that the knots can get hot, but we can't feel anything. I think that's silly. The other big expense was the heater. I went on Sauna Steam and Bath, and I got that. The base price for that, including the rocks, it was on a sale. I got that for about $1,400, and then I upgraded the wall panel. I just really wanted that glass gold Wi-Fi unit. Thought it would look really good against the black background. That was like an extra $2,000. So that was a little bit of a splurge. So the door also I got at Home Depot with the glass insert in it. That was $500. The lights, I got New Watt LED fireproof wafers. Those were $60. And then all of the other supplies, the drywall, the mud, the tape, the aluminum vapor barrier, all the screws, the nails, the insulation, that was about $650. So if you don't include the upgraded Wi-Fi panel, comes out to about $4,900 all in. If you do include the upgraded Wi-Fi panel, it's about $7,100. In terms of time, I was really working on Sundays primarily for probably 6 to 7 hours, and I did that for the month of January. And so I'm estimating that at about 30 hours, and then there were some random miscellaneous hours there. So I think all in for me doing it by myself was probably 35 hours worth of time. If I had a helper, probably would have gone a lot faster. But that was me doing it, cutting everything in my garage, carrying it into the basement. That takes a little time. So about 35 hours and about $4,900, and you can have yourself a really nice sauna. So I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought I had spent a little bit more than that. So that was good. All right. See you.